Freeloaders. I'm Mike Papa Foxtrot.
And I'm 3T.
Freeloaders is a regular look at what is or has been free to download from the PlayStation Network. We download the games and give them a play and see if they're worth the download, bandwidth and time.
This time we're looking at Shadow of the Colossus, an action-adventure game focusing on a young man named Wanda who enters the Forbidden Land. He must travel across a vast expanse on horseback and defeat 16 massive beings, known simply as Colossi, in order to restore the life of a girl named Mono. Originally released in North America and Japan in October 2005 and PAL regions in February 2006, a high-definition remake for the PlayStation 4 was released in February 2018. In Japan, the game is known as Wanda and the Colossus, and these are our first impressions.
So, other than Wanda the Wanderer looking for Mono the Mono, what do you actually know about this game, 3T?
I only know the title. I think it's one of those games that I've heard the name of. I know that it is quite critically lauded, but I don't really know anything else. Had you heard of it before, a couple of weeks ago when we were talking, last week really, when we were talking about it?
Not really, no. That's the thing, absolutely nothing. And in fact, I think last time I sent you a voice message about it, I think I got the name wrong about 6 times.
Yes, about that, yeah.
Yeah. But no, nothing about it. I mean, I'm fascinated to know if it's a puzzle solver, but then it does describe itself as
an action
adventure, which makes me think as long as it's not Dance Revolution, triangle, square, triangle, circle, triangle. We've been led down that road before. I'll be happy with it. But what we're looking at right now, as the game runs through its opening cinematics, it looks marvellous. If it stays like this, it's going to be very visually pleasing. It has that sort of lovely Japanese animation style to it anyway. But we have been fooled before, have we?
We have, but I mean, for a game for gameplay, which is essentially 15 years old at time of recording, to then get a high def remake, 13 years after it was initially released. It must be pretty well beloved, and I think I feel probably a bit ashamed that I don't know more about it, but then I think you and I used to be quite specialised in our gaming anyway, so...
well, I think we still are.
Yeah,
really.
Well, this has opened our eyes.
Sort of...
This show, doing this, has opened our eyes a little bit more to games we wouldn't otherwise have played, and that's sort of the point, isn't it?
I think that. I mean, and I think that's the beauty, of course, of the PlayStation Network and the ability to have the games. If you have to pay anyway to play online, you might as well, download as many games as you can. And it was either this or Sonic, and we
don't really care.
We won't
Sonic.
talk about Sonic. Yeah.
Okay.
But let's basically push X.
I don't have an any button, so I'm going to press X whenever you're
I'm going to
ready.
push X, and let's see where this ride takes us. New game, I guess.
I suppose. So let's do that. Normal's probably fair.
I'm going to go with normal.
Yeah. Especially because I really genuinely have no idea what I'm about to face. So I don't want it to be... I don't want it to hold my hand if easy mode is a hand holder, and I don't want to be bombarded with stuff I can't do. So,
well, the thing is, I like games to be reasonably self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I liked... for example, Rime. I mean, at the moment, it's looking very much like Rime. It's got that sort of same kind of visual style, but it also looks very much like, and I can't remember that one where, was it the one where it was just slash with the sort of the ninjas? I can't remember what that one was.
Yeah, it was so forgettable. I can't even remember the name of that.
Yeah,
but this definitely is distinct as well. That's beautiful, really. The imagery is very nice.
It's a very big horse.
Or a very small person.
When it first started. Yeah, well, that was the other thing. When it jumped over the thing, it's definitely some kind of like war horse or a shire horse of some kind. So,
so we're in some kind of temple then.
Yeah. It's...
Ooh, okay.
I mean, I really do like I like the lighting effects. I mean, they've really gone to town with the... I'd love to have known what it looked like.
Well, I've stayed away
years ago.
from anything like that before we play. I will probably look up what the original looked like when we finished, just to compare. Really, there's bound to be something on YouTube for it.
Yeah. And it's interesting that the game was basically re-released effectively 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's free. So, well, not free. Nothing's ever free.
No.
Retails for I believe it was €39.95, and it of course is free if you have the PlayStation Network, which you need if you're going to play online anyway. What has he got on his lap? That's interesting.
That's something I hadn't noticed before. Maybe that's the sick girl?
That's his girlfriend, Mono. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but apart from Mono being like, basically one channel less than stereo, isn't Mono what the Americans call measles or something?
I don't know if it might be glandular fever.
Or
it's
mumps.
Something like that. Mumps. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely a disease. If you are American and you can enlighten us, please do.
Yeah, please put a comment below. It adds to our social engagement, apparently. Feel free to put a thumbs down as well as a thumbs up. It doesn't matter.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
any attention is worth it. Yeah, so she's not dead, is she? She's just supposed to be sick. That was lovely. The blanket mechanic there.
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm kind of hoping for some gameplay.
Yes,
though, I have to
please.
say, 3C. It's
getting a little bit bored of cinematics.
Yes, I mean, here we go. There's a mask. This could be good.
Can we skip it, or should we just let it go?
No, we'll just let it play out while we talk on it. In order to restore the life of a girl named Mono, so I think she
maybe
might
she
be
is
dead. Maybe she's dead. She did look a little bit on the pale side, so
Better
either
restore
that or
it.
she's not eating. She's not eating her vitamin C.
She's going to start smelling the place up if she's not preserved in some form.
Yeah.
I feel.
I'm glad I left the subtitles on.
Yeah, me too.
I feel I should be reading the subtitles, but I'm not going to.
No, feel free to read them instead of listening to us if you're watching. But I just want to get into some gameplay. Really, it's I don't know. I'm trying to work out if that is a real language or if it's made up. I can't really tell. Like in the actual spoken word, it might be Japanese, but I don't want to assume that.
I don't know, because it's like there are some very clever languages that are actually used. I mean, we had that with The Sims. I mean, The Sims has its own language, doesn't it?
I think it is
that's
genuinely
one of the
a language
little
as well.
facts. Yeah.
I don't know, because when I was playing The Sims, all I was doing was badly making walls and crying. Oh, okay, we might have some action now. These horrific shadow creatures, like straight out of the film Ghost.
Please don't kill the horse. I don't know if I can live with that. I don't want to see the horse die.
I'd rather not. But that could be our... Well, maybe it's a bit too easy to have a horse all the way through the game. Okay, nice sword.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Where misses. Oh, it's got some kind of magical power. Okay, well, this is interesting. This has just taken an odd turn already.
Can I fight the monsters? I don't need to, because he's made them go away. Okay.
I mean, is this? I mean, did we get? Basically, did we get Shadow of the Colossus the movie? I mean,
it's feeling like it, isn't it?
I mean, I realise that the problem is that if I was on my own and I could skip, I would skip. I mean, I remember you asking, or I think I told you can't skip the opening animation. I've tried, and this I don't want to skip it because there is probably story here, and I am trying to concentrate on the story. But this is the thing about good storytelling in games. Really, you should be playing the game while the story is happening, I think, not this sort of handhold setup. But then I suppose if we are playing with a set of rules that's about 15 years old, then that could be why. Because a lot of modern games, they do hold your hand a little bit, but also teach you the rules and set up the story while they're doing it. So,
but this, you see, they could have just as easily, and I don't want to, poo all over a game, sorry, that everybody loves.
Well, it is a film, really.
Yeah, essentially, that's what it feels like. But we could have been fighting those shadow beasts, and that could have been like, oh, you have a magic sword, and we could have still been doing something while all this conversation was going on.
Yeah. Or even a scroll.
Or just something. Anything.
I mean, the thing is, this is setting up the story that you've already read, which is telling us that she's... and the thing is, the script was kind of summarised in... because I know you don't like long reads.
10 seconds is plenty to tell the basic story.
Is it 3 paragraphs and 6 sentences, I think you got? I think you got less than 6 sentences, actually.
Yeah, it's not much more, that's for sure. But... yeah, lovely. I'm a fan of animation. I'm a fan of good drama, but I'm also playing a game.
Yes.
I'm at the verge of going and getting another drink.
Yeah. I mean, we've been going for about 9 minutes, and we haven't. I haven't wiggled a button on the controller apart from the push any key.
I've pressed 1 button, 2 because we paused the menu screen at the beginning. But
the idols cannot be destroyed. I mean, this is telling us the story. This is telling us about the idols, which of course are the Colossi.
Can't we learn it on the way? Like wherever we're going, can't we just? Couldn't we be riding the horse ourselves, learning some horse controls, unless they're going to take the horse away from us? Couldn't we be learning how to sword fight, unless we're never going to get to use our sword? Is it a puzzle game? Are we fighting things?
But then,
I don't know.
Isn't this anticipation really exciting?
No, because it's 2020 and nobody's got any span of attention this long anymore. You and I are old, but kids aren't going to want to wait this long to play a game.
Well, maybe it's not for kids. Interesting. I wonder if those statues are the Colossi or the Colossi.
One of them is distracting because it looks a bit like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. I'll point it out. Well, if it comes up again, I'll point it out.
I thought one of them looked like a gummy bear, but there you go.
It might be the same one. It's like clouds, isn't it? Where what do they call it? What's the science of seeing faces in things?
Madness.
Yeah, probably. I can't rember.
Here we go. Here we go. This looks good. This looks good. Here we go.
Oh,
yeah, we're opening up to the
horse?
expanse. We fade to white and give us control. No.
If it's a little bit Legend of Zelda, if I get to ride a horse openly across those plains, I will be reasonably happy at this point. I just want to press it. I'm not even holding my controller. I've put it down.
That's funny because mine's been on the floor in front of me since I pushed the any key.
I just suddenly realised I'm not holding my controller.
No, I would. I just picked it up now just in case, and I'm just wondering if there's any feedback. Any going to be haptic feedback or rumble? That might be interesting to know. Hey,
this feels.
I got control. Like I got control.
I'll be on my way. Horsey, 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 horsey. Let's go on the horsey.
Yeah. Oh God.
How'd you cope with steps, horsey? In a sunlit place, hold up the sword using R1 and look up to where the sunlight focuses. What? Okay. Hold up. Oh, I've got to get off the horse. Oh.
No, you don't.
Okay, right.
I'm on the horse.
It's telling me... Yeah, I could climb on it, but now it's telling me to hold my sword. Oh, that's R1. I've got a real problem with that, haven't I?
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Fine. I've done it. I've done the thing. Let me ride my horsey.
Okay.
Why won't you move?
Make Argo run faster.
Oh, I see. Triangle makes him move. So you don't push forward to make him go. You just have to make him. You have to encourage him.
He's an independent beast. Oh, he's a beastie. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, this is. Oh, the grass is beautiful.
Oh, I haven't got out yet. I'm struggling because I think I'm playing with the reversed axis, but I'm not going.
Oh.
I'm not going to change. I'm going to try and play this way. Oh yes.
It's strange because he's off to the left on my screen when he's running, but it's very pretty.
Yeah, or you can go to the right as well. It's like it doesn't seem to stay in the centre, which is interesting. It's nice because it's a proper chase camera. Oh, display map to current position.
Display the map. Where are we supposed to be heading? That's a beautiful map.
No idea. I don't care at the moment. I'm riding a horse.
Right, let's just go this way. Go on, faster than Argo. I like... it's a good name for a horse. It's very nice. He's going to run. Let's see if we can run through... Is this water over here?
Be interesting to...
Well,
I bet you we've both gone... I bet you we've both gone different directions. I bet you.
Probably. I've largely headed off to the right out of the...
I've gone to the left!
There you go.
I'm going...
this isn't water, it's rocks.
I'm going through some kind of valley, but I've just crashed my horse.
Okay.
Oh!
What happens when you crash your horse?
Well, I don't know, it just stopped. How do you get off your horse?
Triangle or X.
X, because triangle makes the horse go faster.
Oh, of course. You can use triangle to get on the horse. Right, so he doesn't want to go down here.
Square gives you a slashing... Square gives you the slash. And that holds it up to get light and power.
Can we go through here?
What does that do? Is that's some kind of focus lock? Crouch is your right trigger. It also is you move stealthily and slowly. What does that do?
I think we can probably only go to certain places, but it does feel nicely open.
I've kind of...
The camera, when it's low to the ground, with all the sort of the bits of grass and wheat, not wheat, but you know what I mean, like weedy things coming at you, is beautiful.
Well, I had hope there because I was in an area and I got off my horse purely because I got like... I thought I was about to have a cinematic cutaway. Like my guy was pulled in a direction and I thought something was about to happen. So I got all excited there and then nothing happened. All right, so that's interesting.
Extra points to the sound designers for when you go over slightly different ground, the hooves making a different sound.
I haven't found that yet. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I went over some sort of sandy bits and it sounded distinctly sort of gravelly.
My video looks awful because I'm every time I turn left, I turn right, and left and left and right, and it's like... Right, hang on. Come on, Argo. Let's go, baby. Let's go somewhere else.
I'm not sure how many places we can go. I'm going to go through this valley, although that's not. That looks like you can't go in there either.
Well, I just had a little... I wonder if there's something on the map that we have to set. But if I go... There's a little place... I see. I could go that way. I could go back over there.
Yes, the clouds are moving. It's different layers of stuff. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to come back out and just keep going through this sort of... there's like a...
I mean, it's quite a nice horse riding sim.
It is, yeah. Give it that.
I mean, I don't think we can go back up to that impossible-looking aqueduct. I'm just riding towards anything structural, just to see. Because just a minute ago, I rode to something that I got like a wide screen effect, and almost a cutaway began. I got off the horse, and then the cutaway stopped. So I don't quite know if I triggered something but didn't quite get close enough, or if I imagined it. But I'm now riding towards some stone pillars. Oh, and there is a bridge. A stone pillar bridge. Will the horse... Here's the question. Will the horse jump off? Will the horse jump off to its death? No.
I don't know.
Oh, it won't. Oh, that's good to know. That means I don't have to be a very good rider. That's nice. I mean, it had to be tested, didn't it?
I don't know if I'm about to... I'm sorry, I'm just running through this... just sort of through this scenery, really.
Yeah, it's very... I've got to say, very beautiful. Lovely. I'm just looking for some kind of totem or something just to ride up to, just to get off and go in and start something.
Well, it would be nice if there was something. I'm just wondering, sort of at this length in, if we want to...
I found a door, which I'm about to try and get into. Let's see if that works.
There's little creatures running through the grass as well. I was trying to stomp that, I won't lie. I was trying to find... There was a little thing, trying to see if I could ride over it and trample it.
I found something that glows.
Where's that? Describe it to me on the map. Where's its location?
Okay, so you see the little weird towery thing that we began in?
Yeah.
All right. So basically, on its right, and then go north, there's a little sort of area to cross.
I'm south.
Yeah.
I'm massively south.
Yeah, well, I kind of like got stuck in a thing, so I went the other way. But it's a glowing structure of some kind. And it's got like salamanders or something weird running all over it, which is really nice.
Okay, my camera just went really high up above me, so I'm assuming that I need a wide view for something.
Right.
Oh no, now it's gone back that way.
Yeah.
Do we need to play this and come back? Or are we going to...
I think what might be nice, because this is going to get very boring very quickly. I think we've had a look at it. We've given our first impressions. My horse is wandering. Yes. My horse is walking away from me. I'm going to get
somewhere scenic. I'm going to stop, so we've got scenery to look out on.
I'm scenic, but my horse, I kid you not, is walking away from me.
Yeah, it's got a mind of its own. I don't know how you stop it. There we go. Okay, let's go away. Let's investigate a little bit more, and we'll see what we make of it. We'll come back. We'll give it a bit of a play. We'll come back and pick it up again shortly.
So we've put some hours into Shadow of the Colossus and made it less of a horse riding across a grassland simulator and more into a taking down Colossus. What are you thinking now? How do you think about the game now, Fruity?
Okay, so I have experienced battle with one Colossus since last time we recorded. I really like it. I actually do like it. It's a quandary because it is everything I think we sort of ask for in its initial minutes, which is, don't tell me too much what to do, just let me get on with it. And of course, what that unfortunately led to was us both just riding off into the distance like madmen without any real grasp of what to do. So, yeah.
The funny thing you will see, and hopefully I will show it in the video, is that when I finally get to a Colossus, the same cutaway sort of happens that I had when I said to you, I think I just had a cutaway. And then I couldn't duplicate it again, and so I just calmly rode off, even though there were all of the pointers there. First of all, we were clearly told, raise your sword and your sword will actually point to where, right? But we weren't reading because we'd been a little bit bored by the cinematography.
It's our own fault.
Yeah, and we were like, so we were, what was the word, hoisted by our own petard or something like that.
I think we were a bit, yeah.
And then also missed out all of the lovely, slightly lighter edges, the chalk hand edges on things where you can climb. So there was all the sort of the classic things that we could have done and understood. But this is what happens when you play a game and you're not actually concentrating, because this is the difference between playing in real time, I think, and sitting and playing on your own. Because sitting and playing on my own and taking down Colossus was actually great fun. Frustrating, I think you'll agree. Slightly frustrating. They're not easy to take down. Well, I didn't think they were easy to take down.
No, they're not at all. It's a real challenge because you're having to use. It's an ingenious little system, the sword marker system, because it doesn't interfere with the game. It doesn't give you little commands. Press this now. It does, but they're not intrusive, and it just lets you work things out yourself. And I really appreciate that. It's just. Okay, well, yeah, no, I would say it seems like a very fun game.
I'll be interested to see what happens when you've actually taken out all, is it 16?
Yeah, all of the Colossi. 16? Yeah, 16 Colossi across the lands, apparently. Yeah. Well, I suppose that's, once you've taken them all down, that's when the That's when the lady will wake up and be alive again.
Yeah,
hopefully not having rotted too much if you take too long.
I suppose. But it is interesting. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. I mean, most of the gameplay that I've experienced so far has been taking down Colossi and then just riding along to the next one. And I haven't actually started the second Colossus because I figure that I will play it slowly in my own time and actually enjoy the cinematics. I think you touched on the sound last time. You sort of said the sound effects were brilliant, and I can agree.
It's
with
lovely
that.
with headphones in as we play, obviously, so we can talk to each other. It's beautiful, and just listening to the little subtle things that they didn't have to do, but just that really help the immersion. It's a beautiful. I haven't actually looked up still the original to see what the difference is.
No. One thing which I thought was great is that after we sort of broke out from recording, we carried on playing together for a bit, lost in the wilderness. We were both like, "Shall we look it up on the internet?" We're like, "No, we're going to do this. We're going to make this happen. We're not going to do this." And it was like quite just enjoying this ride. It's quite enjoyable just riding around. Enjoying the actual terrain. So, and it seems to be quite a large, unnecessary open expanse, doesn't it?
It's beautiful. It's very well. It's got the good illusion of openness while still being very restrictive. Like we both instantly, well not instantly, but within a very short period of time, we had both tried to jump off of a cliff and found out that we couldn't.
I tried to ride a horse off a cliff and discovered I couldn't. I tried
also
to shoot a horse and discovered I couldn't.
if you let your horse, if you literally just let your horse do what it wants, it'll follow a path somewhere, probably somewhere useful. It's a very relaxed game. It's a relaxing journey. I suppose it's
relaxing until you start taking down the Colossus, and then the Colossus are frustrating because you have to sit and work out. I'm guessing that the next one, I think we were told it's a slow Colossus. So I'm wondering if that means there's something a little bit different about it, and perhaps different weapons for each Colossus as you go, because the first one was definitely more of a sword. The arrows did nothing really. I mean, they were persistent, but they didn't do anything.
Long periods of boredom interspersed with short periods of high stress.
I wouldn't. The thing is, I wouldn't say boredom. That's the thing.
I'm
bored at all. I was actually just enjoying the terrain. I think that over a period of time it would get a little bit dull. I didn't see any hidden catches. I didn't see anything extra to unlock. And the fun factor, I have to say, even. Because I think we were like, shall we find out what we're supposed to do? Well, no. We've got to solve the puzzle. Maybe it's a puzzle game. Maybe it's not. Well, it's not. It's basically a killing a boss game. Is what it actually seems to be.
Yeah. It's just get to the boss, take it down. Get to the next boss, take it down. That's fine by me.
And I can kind of live with that. And so and there was fun factor. I mean, I sent you I think a quick video which hopefully will make it of me taking down Colossus. And I think I used some quite interesting vocabulary.
Yes, you did. It was good.
So I had fun. I had fun doing that. So my fun factor is quite high. What about yours?
Yeah, it's good fun. It's when you know what you're doing, it is good. I think it's the kind of game where you want to. You need a little bit of time just to be focused on it. It's not something I think I would just pick up and play.
I don't think you can record a video vlog, sort of gaming vlog, and actually play it at the same time because you'll miss a detail. What we did.
I would want probably a whole Sunday afternoon or something just to be able to ride from one to another and slowly work out the tactics, because it is frustrating. But it's satisfyingly frustrating, where like working out this point and then okay, so now I have to do this and then now I have to do that. There is a sequence of events that you have to achieve to successfully take down the Colossus, and it's interesting.
I mean, games it's similar to. I sat and I thought, basically, it's got very much a sort of a Japanese kind of sort of style of that. You always describe it better than I do. Sort of false cartoony realism. I don't know how to describe it other than that. But I mean, and basically any game where you have a boss at the end that you have to take down, which you have multiple that has multiple weaknesses that must be taken down in sequence. Like, you've got to knock the guy in the shins to get on him properly, to get up, to get to the next level, to do the bit, and then, that kind of thing. So it's basically any game with a big boss at the end is, I suppose, what it is.
I think what I would compare it to is it's basically it's Legend of Zelda, but without the dungeons. It's basically because like Legend of Zelda bosses, generally you have a sequence or you have a pattern that you have to follow or you have something, and all they've done is taken away. Well, so far, I mean, it probably gets more complex to get to them as you move up 16. I mean, there's 15 more I haven't seen.
There were those weird golden doors that we found that we don't know what they do.
Yeah, there's plenty of things that you probably still have to explore, but it's sort of a Legend of Zelda type, but maybe less puzzle solving and more just the boss is a sort of dungeon. You're having to solve puzzles to defeat it, and I quite like that. It's a different approach, and it's it's beautiful to look at, and that is a huge point in its favour. So yeah, I would say it's an RPG, but with just cutting to the chase.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, basically, do you think it's been worth the download time and space? What do you think so far?
I've thought about this. I think I've just changed my answer, because earlier on today I was thinking, probably not going to keep it, but I haven't deleted it, and I would probably like to just have a lovely time riding around and find a couple more and just and have another go. So yeah, I think it is worth the space and time.
13.63 gigabytes is the full size installation, and I was a little bit irritated, I suppose, until I actually took down my first Colossus, and at that point I became like, yeah, I'm gonna get the rest, gotta get them all. And so yeah. I suspect that I will just quietly, and getting a trophy was lovely for targeting, highlighting a weakness. That was great. You unfortunately got there first, which hurt me somewhat, but so I do think that I do think that it has been worth the time. I do think it's a game where, I think we did mention, I don't know if we were recording when we mentioned it's like a little bit like Red Dead, when we used to ride from one side of the map to the other just for the fun of it. and that's the kind of madness that we would do. So,
well, actually, we first did that, just to be fair to us, because we're trophy whores, and then we found a trophy for ride from the very north point to the very south point. And we went, yeah, we could probably do that. And so we did, and it was lovely. It was a lovely journey.
Tell them all the secrets. But yeah, I don't think this is going to get deleted instantly. It depends on, of course, how frustrating it gets as I go. But I think for the month, I think this is the download. There is a reason why this game has been rebirthed from 2005 and basically reimagined and basically HD'd up and brought back. There's a reason, and I think Definitely. I can appreciate that reason. I mean, Sonic, Sonic's Sonic, but this is something a little bit different. Here's the thing. Here's the little grub though. Here's the little nub, the little thing that the little negativeness. I don't think I would have paid for it. Not at about €40. I don't think. But then I wouldn't have paid for Sonic either. No. So that was the same price.
I'd like to just change my approach to this question. Would I have paid for it? No. Is it worth the money?
Yes.
Perhaps.
I think it's definitely worth the PlayStation Network, the actual PlayStation Network yearly fee, definitely. So I paid for it in that sense. Has it been the best game for me so far this year? Yes. Not really a fan of Sims, and Goat Simulator was just like, it was a joke, but it was a joke that was such a joke that it was an unfunny joke. So this is definitely value for money, I think. Yeah.
The best PlayStation Plus game of 2020 is like being the least annoying cast member of Hollyoaks. It's not particularly a hard race.
I have no idea what Hollyoaks is.
That's just my opinion.
For those of you who don't live in the United Kingdom either, Hollyoaks is probably some kind of awful soap opera from somewhere. Anyway. I just thought I'd offend people. So yeah,
Good.
I mean, I agree. I would say that perhaps it wouldn't have paid for it, but I certainly think it's worth the value. I'm glad I've added it to my playlist. I'm glad I've downloaded it. I'm glad I've played it. I'm glad I haven't downloaded Sonic, but I might just add it to my playlist. You never know. Somebody might want to play it one day. So there you go. And so with that, this is Mike Papa Foxtrot.
And this is 3T, and we were looking at Shadow of the Colossus, which is currently freeloadable from the PlayStation Network in March 2020.